Okay, guys, wanted to go over this. This is the new YesWelder is the brand. It's called the DP200. It's a welder that is new for 2025. End of November 2024 is when they shipped out the early backers. I'm sorry, from the Kickstart program. So what I have here, I have some 1/8" plate that I have set up as a standard butt weld, little gap in there. I have. This will let me set up a butt weld and 2 fillet welds. I have a T-joint right here. It's going to be a little warm because I don't have a lot of material on the bottom here, so it's going to probably glow a little red. Then I have 4 more pieces right here that we can figure out what we want to do. I want to show you YesWelder also has, these are some handy accessories that you may want to consider adding to your arsenal. Let me get here where I know, where I know you can see. So this is has more gratitudes to it. This is another one that YesWelder has. So you have all your dimensions here. Plus you have your little measuring down here by my finger. So you have all your different gauges. All right, so these are just real handy to have around. And they let you pick up a piece of material and real easily see what your thickness is, so that you can come over to your YesWelder machine and set the machine up properly. So I'm going to assume that you can see this, but we're set up on steel, 75/25, 30 mil solid wire, 1/8 material thickness. So using this, you can easily come over here and you can find what size groove it goes into. And there you go, 125. So 125, that's your 1/8. You can do the same thing with this one. You come down here, sloppy, right there, 1/8, 125. All right, really handy. You always have your big pliers around with you, right? I have this piece of tubing I cut on a bandsaw before. I was playing with a different welder, playing around with TIG welding. I just recut it so that I could play around with this for you guys. Material thickness on this is so that same 1/8, 125. All right. So anyways, to no further ado, I wanted to just go ahead and put some welds down. Now this is in the Synergy controlled settings. I have not touched it. I went into the welder. I picked all my items, my 2T. I think 95 or 98% of welders or 2T guys, where they pull, weld, let go, stop. Nobody likes the 4T unless you're doing big, long commercial welds for some reason. Where I call that cruise control. That's where you pull and let go and it's welding, pull, let go, and it quits. I've never met anybody that actually likes 4T. 2T is where it's at. So what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to run half, like this is about a 4-inch piece. I'm going to run from center out on standard, and then I'll run from center out the other direction in pulse, just to see what we think of that. And then what I can do is flip it over, adjust my wire speed, because based on feedback that a lot of people are giving, I have not played with this machine. I'm a long 25 years I've been MIG welding with a commercial machine. So I'm just going to go into this without like testing. I'm not pre-set up for it. The only thing I used it for was to tack these little pieces together. So we're going to go in here and we're going to run it. I'll probably have to back the wire speed, flip it to the other side, and then I'll do the pulse again. Single pulse for sure. I don't know if I'll play with dual pulse. I think dual pulse is going to be more useful for guys that are running the graphene liner and aluminum with the right gas. I really don't know that, unless you're getting into real thin carbon steel stuff, I don't think the double pulse is really advantageous. I think it's more of a novelty item, or maybe it gives you a different look that you want. I'm not sure, but yeah, we should be fine. So I'm going to walk up to the camera and make sure that the camera is looking more over here. I do want you to be able to see the display, because the one thing that you will notice, or at least I noticed when I was stick welding with this, is that the volts while striking an arc, it shows you the actual volts being applied while the arc is being struck. So that may happen here, and you might be showing your amperage, which is 130 over here right now. So 17 volts, 130 amps. And again, this is the Synergy settings, 1/8. Let me verify the camera. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think you would be too. All right, so we're gonna put our gloves on, and we're gonna just run just a real simple butt weld, full bead, see how it looks. And then we'll consider whether we wanna, if it's too crazy, maybe we'll adjust wire speed right now. If it's not, maybe we'll flip it and go pulse. Don't like it already. Okay, yeah, it's a real tall weld. That's real ugly. I don't like it at all. Alright, so now I'll come over here. That was at 280. I'll back that way down. 260. No. Okay, so long holding this runs your wire out. See what long holding this does. Nothing. Long holding this. Oh, that brought me back to 280, 18. So that's like resets. So 18, 280, 130. Watch this. If I scroll down to like say 260. Okay, 260, 122, 17.4. This is going to reset back to the Synergy settings. So wherever you set yourself up, it's going to take it back to what its preferred settings are. So there, let's do that. Now, what? Just because that was, in my opinion, really crappy. Let me bring this over to you. Oh, God bless me. Yeah. So that is a nasty lump of a weld. So that Synergy setting sucks. For some reason they're hammering wire out. So let's see what happens here. Okay, that calmed it down a lot, dropping it down to 260 wire inch per second, 122 amps, 17.4 volts. That did get us. Let's see if you could get you the right view there. See if you can tell. So we're not standing up quite as bad. We got, let's see here. All right, so I'm going to run a bead down beside it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. I really think it's still a little hot on wire speed. I'm going to go down to 245. What the hell? Okay, we're getting closer. I'm gonna run it down more. I mean, look at the back of it. That's running 116 amps, 17.2 volts, 245 inches per second, and you can see I mean, we're heating all the way through. We're deforming the back side of the plate. We're still plenty hot. Sorry, plenty hot. There's no No reason to think we can't reduce a little bit more. And we will. Way down. So we're at 111 amps, 230 inches per minute, and 17 volts, or yeah, 17 volts. Let's see what that does. Believe it or not, that looks even better yet. Yeah, I think YesWelder has this, heat on the backside. We're blowing tons of heat. That's right here, this one, bottom left. Okay, that's the backside. So you can see we got plenty of heat. We've got deformation of the base material. The synergy settings, okay, there's that weld right there. All right, so you can see we're getting better. Let me see if I can get you a better profile here. You see the profile is getting a lot better. Hell, let's keep going down. Let's go down another one. Let's go down. That's 230. Let's go down to 215. 106 amps, 16.9 volts. Okay, so now I'm holding it from the other corner, but so now you're looking at this was the last one. This is the one we just did. Not looking bad. See if I can get you a profile on here. Let me see. Get my hand in a better position here. That probably gives you a little bit of better indication of the toe and how it's not a sharp angle. You can see that the first one that I laid in really just smoked wire out there, just horribly bad. So I don't know. So my first thing I'm going to say is that the synergy settings are for the most part useless on this. I mean, I could fire that up right there, and there's a chart in the door like most welders have. I could go to that chart, set that thing up, and I can come over here and just plow out a beautiful weld. But that's $2,000 MIG welder. I guess it should be, pretty good. I think YesWelder should start taking input from users on material type, material thickness, settings preferred, how things seem to work, and they can, in future updates, make the synergy settings more useful for guys that don't know really what they're doing, what they're looking at, and make it so that this is more by the book. Set the thickness, pick the gas, get a weld done. Alright, so let's see what happens if we scroll over here to pulse off. We're going to come in here, single pulse on. Alright, flip the plate. Plate's obviously warm. Let's see what happens. Okay, got a lot of slag. Oftentimes when you're kicking slag out like that, you're actually still running too hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, leave the pulse on, kick my wire speed back down to that 215 range. By the way, available also on Amazon. You can buy stuff like this. This is anti-spatter. So when you are welding and you have material that's getting spatter on it, this helps clean up. You also spray your nozzles and tips. It helps clean up on that stuff. So that's something for you just to think about. I mean, I don't have a deal. I don't make money on it. I'm just telling you, it's Sprayman anti-spatter. There's other brands out there. It all kind of does the same thing. I don't care if you buy it. I don't care if you don't. Making you aware, because you might be new to welding. You might not know it exists. So okay, we turn it down to 215. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's closer. I'm gonna bring this over to you here. Okay, on your right is bringing the wire speed way down. If you notice, this is the spatter from the second weld. This is the spatter from the first weld. We were way hotter because when I went into dual pulse, it went back to its synergic settings. I had to crank it way back. Again, YesWelder's favoring the holy shit smoking hot side of things, and I'm not sure why. I mean, most of the time when you're welding, you want enough heat to get the weld done right and no more. I mean, like, I can't think of a reason why I want things to be holy shit hot ever, right? So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna come back to my 215, but first I'm gonna turn this pulse off. And so notice that kicked us back into synergy, and we're gonna run back down to that 215. Okay, we're gonna pull out a T-joint right here, and we're gonna put a fillet in. Here, I'm gonna do this. You don't need to see me, I know that. You know what I look like. Well, there you go. That actually looks pretty dang good. Let me grab that for you. Again, we're at 119 amps, 215 feet per minute, 16.7 volts, 1/8-inch plate. We're nowhere near the synergy settings, and there's our fillet weld that we just put down. Doesn't look bad. I don't see any undercut whatsoever. Here, we'll check it out again. I don't see. There's no undercut. So let's see. I'm gonna turn the wire speed down just a hair less. Now you can still see I was deforming backside, so we'd have to burn through. So let's go down to 210. All right. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So the left side is the new weld. You can see the red there. And let's see here. Get you a little bit of a profile. You can see I got it laying a little bit low. I didn't come up the side quite enough. Let's try again on the other side. Let that cool a second. So yeah, you can see, I mean, let me show you this too. So here's the back end, right? So, I mean, again, we're just destroying the synergy settings, right? We're going way under the synergy settings. We're still getting heat through to the backside good. And I honestly think I like the 215 better, that pass. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this pass down. I'm going to do the entire thing, start to finish, try to rock it up into the vertical better. There, take a look at it. And I'll tell you what, every welder you have, I actually have 2 more welders shipping in, but there will be 5 here total. Arc Captain, Arc something, YesWelder, I forget what the other ones are. Every welder though has its own little attitude, its own things that you're going to have to learn on it, and let's take a look at that. Let a little bit of the smoke out of the gloves. Okay, let's give her a roll. A little bit better 45 on that right there. Yeah, I don't think that's not a bad weld. That would most likely, let's see here. I would say that would pass QC if the throat were right. I didn't read it. I actually am an NDE QC inspector. It's probably passable. I know it would pass an MT and a PT. I'd have to check dimensionally with my gauges to see if it actually met dimensions. But the welder welds really nice. I mean, it's once you know what you're doing with it over here. If you know what you're doing here and you figure this shit out over here, because their synergy stuff again, worthless. It's horrible. Okay, let's just play a game. Let me try, just to see. Let's go back and let's scroll back. Okay, we're still 75-25. Why that is switched to 30. Oh, you know what? It switched to 30 on its own when you went into pulse, I believe. There's your 1/8 to T, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it's crazy now. It's not 215, it's 280. It's 18 volts. Everything's wacky maxed out, right? Now let's try to finish this fillet weld. Let's see how YesWelder thinks this should work out. The fillet weld, it actually works out okay. It's not horrible. Now you heard in the beginning, it was so hot, the welder was pushing away from the part. It was short circuiting and then arcing and pushing, and it was trying to figure itself out. There was a few pops involved there, and once things got a little bit of heat behind them, they became okay. Yeah, so that drooped a little bit. So let me bring this over. Bring this over to you here. Yeah. So there's the 45. There's that. So I'll hold it like this. All right. So what happened? All right, so the one on your left, sorry, the one on your right, that is the Synergy settings. So not horrible, but if you look, you could see that it was drooping down. Let me see if I can do this without melting myself here. You see how it was falling down. No matter how I tried to pull up on it, up onto the vertical, there was just too much heat, too much fluidity to the pull, and it was just trying to fall down across that plate. That's no good. You see, the throat's weak, the leg's way too long. The leg is the distance out on the base metal or up on the base metal. So leg's no good. Now let's go back and look at right here. You got legs are a lot more similar. You can see bite into the base material. And by the way, you're looking on your right now. Yeah, turning this thing down, like way down from where they have it. Like I'm telling you, if you're working this 1/8 material, go ahead and set up your Synergy crap. I'm gonna call it crap. I've never had a Synergy welder before. And just go ahead and run yourself down to 215. And that's going to ballpark you right there. You might have to tweak it up or down a little bit. But running down to 215, I'm going to go ahead and rejoin this here for you. Okay, so I put a little bit of a bevel in here. I got, let's see, nice spacing right there. I tacked it on, hit the camera, knock everything away. Okay, so I hit a tack on each side. So I'll start opposite the tack and work towards it, and then I'll do the same thing here. I'll start opposite the tack. So we'll see if my 215 number, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. This has 50 settings, right? This is one of the cool things here, is you can overcome the crap Synergy by figuring out that 215 inches per minute, 106 amps, 16.9 volts, works on MIG, carbon steel, 1/8. Go into your memory, set a memory position for that, forget the Synergy, pull this up, and go weld. So let's verify that this is what we want. Post flow. It doesn't look bad at all. I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. Alright, bring this over and show you. Grab my pliers. Alright, so you can see the root sticking through all the way. Alright, we got root pass in there. It's this side here. And you can see nice root coming through, so we're burning all the way through. We got nice crown on there. We got no undercut. So the settings that I just gave you for 115, nail them down into your settings. That's where you want to be. So for that 1/8 carbon steel 7525, 215 inch per minute, 106 amps, 16.9 volts. Save it, set it, and forget it. And that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I think you should do, and that's going to help you go in and start welding. And when you work on different material and you figure out where you want to be, come into here, save it. Be nice if, like they said, if it would be beautiful if I could plug into that USB port with a you know, some sort of cheap keyboard and type this stuff, but that's okay. I mean, it's not like you're going to spend the rest of your life typing, you know, new saved programs into this thing. I should never have to set it again for the 1/8. It's here, it's done. I don't have to do it again. But anyways, YesWelder, it welds good. The pulse thing, you know what the hell, while you're here, let's let me go back. Let's go ahead and go into pulse on this this tubing right here. Let's just see how it looks. It's going to change at the 35, so we got to, okay, so pulse on, so it's, I don't have 35, it doesn't like my air. See, I don't like that, because we're not really playing in the sandbox that the software is trying to have us play. So, I have pulse on, let me just see. Will it let me? Will not let me go to 30. Will not, it stays at 35. Will it let me 75-25? It will not. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not even going to try it, because, you know, the pulse thing, it does not want to play in the sandbox that we're playing in right now. No point. Forget it. Okay. So anyways, that's it. I'll do another video. I'm going to set up and do a little bit of stick welding. I have 6010 and 7018. And I'll do a little video on that. All right? Thanks, guys. All right, one more thing. I just wanted to give this a shot. I finished that video. I stopped the video, finished it after running this. So I saved it into my memory, and I was just, you know, looking at this thing and seeing how well that root pass is in there. And let's see if you can see that root pass. I mean, that thing's really in there, nice. Clean, consistent. I want to back it down even a little bit more. I just want to see, run this pass again. And I'm going to run it at 208 inches per minute, 104 amps, 16.8 volts. Let's see, how close are we to dropping down in volts? So we're not up all the way down there, all the way down to 198 is where it ties in and drops. So, okay, let's go 205, and I'll run about a third of this and take a look at it and see what it looks like. There we go. Get some clean wire on this thing. So now the wire speed is significantly slower. You see that? Everything's a little bit slower. You know, when you're breaking it down, it's still tying things together somewhat. But we're not just pounding out wire. I mean, at the rate they had it, for me not to have an ugly weld, I would have to like drag the thing like I was trying to run away from it. You know, I don't even know that it's possible. I might try that. Let's try that. Let's go this way at a comfortable pace. Adam Sandler had a song about that. Somebody at a comfortable pace, didn't he? Looks really nice. Again, plenty on the back side there. Yeah, that's pretty attractive weld. See what you think there. Boom. Upper weld, of course. Profile, let's see here. So you can see it's this right here. And let me flip it upside down. Seem to be able to catch the light better if I can do this without burning myself. And it is right here. So you can see that we got a nice profile on it, both inside and outside. Right? You can see the joint in the middle where I did actually try to overlap a little bit to get the bottom to burn in. Okay, so now it's on your left. Can I bend my wrist enough? There you go. There's the root right there. Nice looking root. Okay. I mean, the thing does weld nice. It welds consistent. The welder, it's doing a fine job. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's go back to synergy, right? Let's just go straight back, and let's go and see how fast do I have to go. I'll just set that to 24 for a second. Back to 30. 14 gauge 2T. Steel, let's get out of there. Stainless, go back to steel. 7525, we'll go there, 30, 14 gauge, we'll go 16 gauge, and we'll go back to 14 gauge. 2T, pulse off. Okay, so it's odd. I'm trying to figure out why. Why is it at 169 inches per second? Remember earlier we were at I thought it was 18 volts and 185 inches per second. So it's slower. Let me wait. No. Jeez, I'm trying to figure out why it's. It's on 14 gauge. That's why. Okay, 8. Okay, there you go. That's the reason why. 8. Okay, there. 280, 18. So now what I wanted to do, set this up here and drag race this torch down here. Let me see, where's the camera at here? See if I could weld fast enough to not have just this giant hard lumped ass weld. But who the hell welds like that? I don't know. Welding is usually a slow, methodical process. But let's just see. It's moving at a pretty quick pace. It's still a real steep, humped up weld. Okay, let me try to put a little bit of wiggle in my ass. Let me see if I can come down doing some of this. See if I can. So this is the bead the way I set the machine. This is synergy, me running pretty damn quick down the pass. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try to do a little bit of this to see if I can get rid of that big nasty hump. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. I mean, better, still humped up a lot. Let me grab my brush here and show you. I'm trying to figure out what they're going after with these synergy settings. I mean, they can't be arbitrary. There has to be a reason that YesWelder set this software up like this. I mean, it's not supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to be usable, especially for people that aren't sure what the hell they're doing, right? And Okay, so middle is me doing it, Larry doing it Larry's way. Okay. Your right, that was me running real fast down, just trying to outrun the hump. Leftmost, that's me doing a side to side as I'm trying to outrun it. Which, as you can see, you see the profile on the right. Now don't look at this rightmost one. Let me see here. This one over here. Don't look at that. That's me playing around with a TIG. Okay, this is YesWelder Pure Synergy. This is my preferred settings. This is YesWelder Pure Synergy. Me adding some strafing as I'm trying to keep outrunning it, and you can see that it's better than just doing a straight weld. I'm better at the 215 than both. Okay, so that's just a little bit more information for you. Yeah, do that 215. Just trust me. You're gonna be happier. Your welds aren't gonna be shitty and look goofy. You're not gonna be grinding, an 1/8 inch or more of shit off the top. All right, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. Thanks, guys.